Charlene Tygeson. I'm the Executive Director here at Ernestine's Women's Shelter. We are a shelter for women and children escaping violence. We are a 32-bed shelter with also servicing an additional 400 women-led families out in the community. At this time, as you can see from face mask, we are filming this during the pandemic, and we really want to take this opportunity to show you the shelter, show you the space, and thank everybody who has stepped up to help us continue to stay open. Like many organizations, overnight everything changed. And for us, as a shelter that has 32 women and children, and predominantly mostly children residing in our space, we had to pivot. And as part of that, we opened up hotel rooms so that when we are referred a woman and her children, immediately we are isolating them there for 14 days before they actually come into the shelter. We're still able to provide support and food and PPE and everything else that she needs while she's there for those 14 days. And then she comes into the shelter. But it's different. This is an agency that, that is compassionate, and people work from a place of compassion, and not being able to give somebody a kind touch or a hug, especially with kids, has been a challenge for all of us. And I have the most incredible staff team who have just stepped up and have done everything that they've needed to do to ensure that we stay open, that we are still meeting the needs of women and children in crisis. We are out in the community getting food to women, to an additional 400 women-led families in our community. That kind of support is critical at this time. We know from what we're hearing and everything else that food insecurity while it was a problem before the pandemic, it has certainly become a crisis. Hi, we're now in Ernestine's Women's Shelter's Food Bank. As a shelter, we are very fortunate to have a space to house food, and it provides another opportunity for us to engage with women. The food bank is accessed by women who used to live in the shelter, or them and their children, as well as we receive referrals from the community agencies that have clients of their own that are in need, and they refer them to us as well. On April 1st, Ernestine's would have hosted their 26th Ernestine Affair. This is our annual gala that happens every year, and it is because of that gala we raise over $100,000 for programs and services in the shelter. It's part of the $500,000 we need to raise to provide the services and supports that we do. And of course, the world changed, and we had to move the gala. We decided that we would try to move it to October. But as we know, as we're now 7 months in, we know that that's not going to happen either. And so we had to cancel the 2020 Ernestine Affair. And never having to have done that, it was a painful decision, but the right decision. And what happened next was incredible for us. So the people who bought tickets and bought tables, and the companies and corporations that purchased sponsorships, they converted that into a donation. So everybody gave it back. Everybody said, don't send me my money back, keep it for the shelter. And to all of those people and companies and corporations, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you. Because without that support, we'd be in big trouble. We would be in big trouble as well if we didn't have the support from all levels of government, from the provincial government, who is our largest funder, to the federal government and the City of Toronto. Everybody has just been very supportive. And United Way, who is one of our major supporters. And then I must give a shout out to not just the government, and that's all, it's very important, but the city itself. The people of this city have just come forward and called us and emailed us and have sent PPE and have sent food and have written checks and sent them to us. And for that, I thank you. To doing that for For some, it's an agency they're not familiar with, but it is a cause that I think we're all familiar with. And to do that for people you don't know is what is the best that is coming out of something that is so horrific to the world. And it has really shown the best in people. And we just really need to take a moment and say thank you to all of you for walking with others on your mind and in your heart, and thinking of those that don't have that kind of support. So on behalf of Ernestine's Women's Shelter, thank you. I got to give a shout out to our child and youth staff who are the child and baby whisperers. There's a ton of support here for children and youth, and you want to make sure that those are important and memorable times for them. We more recently have been able to add a therapy room that we're really excited about. And with that said, I want to just once again say thank you. We're still here. We're still in need. The holidays are now approaching. I do think it's all going to look so different. We usually during the holidays have the hustle and bustle of hundreds of volunteers helping us with our winter celebration, but also wrapping up gifts and purchasing the gifts and donating the gifts. But we are still going to be here, and we do hope that you will consider still supporting us over the holiday season and in the coming year, and that together we will get on the other side. And if you please consider visiting our website, www.ernestines.ca, and we hope to see you on the other side of COVID, and that we all are able to come together and personally say thank you to you. Thank you very much.